Hello. It's 1:45 now. Earlier it was couldn't tell you, sorry. Got 10 because Simon Mayo was on the radio. Yes, it's 1:45 now. Can't believe it's 1:45 already. I just needed bread, but I ended up stocking up on cans of stuff, and even ready meals. I thought I haven't had a ready meal for a long time. I'd sort of gone off it because you could taste the plastic in the food, so it put me off. But then I got full. It's still nice regardless. Anyway, I've just seen the video that went live about 5 AM this morning. It's the second of 2 videos I shot with 4K. Obviously there's a video in between now and this video which shows you the troubles I had editing this last 4K one. It was grasping at straws time regarding video editors. Where do I turn? Where do I turn to? And if you've seen it, you'll know that, or you can tell by this description of this video, which is the 29th of April I'm talking about. Therefore the 30th, yesterday, will be edited today, in a few minutes in fact. Now, yesterday's video is actually not shot in 4K, it's back to 1080, which is HD, but it's at a fixed frame rate of 60 frames per second. So that in itself could be a challenge. We shall see. But today, from today onwards, it's going back to normal resolution, normal frame rates. Yes, but Shotcut came to the rescue. In the old days it used to be DaVinci, but as you saw in the last video, not this one I'm talking about, which I've just seen, I mentioned, I may give the impression that DaVinci didn't just fold its arms and just stood there and wouldn't budge. And I thought I'd try over edit it out. I told you I'm describing yesterday's video, so which I haven't edited yet, which you would have seen before this one. It's crazy. But I'm getting the hang of it. So, right. Again, I couldn't yesterday's video, which I shot at 60 frames per second, I couldn't transfer 20 files at a time. It was 5. No. I had to do it by the total memory size of the files. I had to get it under 4 gig. And I did that, and had 3 goes to do so. It took a while, probably 15, 20 minutes, and it's terrible. I can feel my thoughts, fading away. I need to come back. I need you, because I need to talk. I'm going to ramble on now because I'm trying to remember what I'm going to say next. I should have a script or a teleprompter. 60 frames per second. Yeah, it took 20 minutes to transfer. So in that time I had baked beans on toast and a coffee and watched the video. And because of the file transfer I couldn't really vlog until now. So, what's on the agenda today? Just editing, breaking, eating, drinking, editing, exporting, eating, drinking, nodding off. I don't know if I'll do all those things. Hopefully the editing part I'll definitely do. So that's it. That's basically it. That's what I've got to mention right now. I'd rather not talk about something I'm about to do. I'd rather film it. So, I mean, this is a video after all. It's a visual. I shouldn't say what's coming, except until it comes. But what has come and gone, and I didn't film, I can give a monologue on. So, the question is, what's next? Well, I think, do I watch a video? There is a video I want to watch, but no, I think I'll get cracking with the edit and listen to Sam and Mayo on Sky until 1:30. Then I turn over to BBC Radio London using the free view on this TV because the Sky doesn't have BBC Radio London. Listen to Joe Good for 3.5 hours. Then over to Craig Charles on BBC 6 Music. This is all while I'm editing, you see. But what will I watch with my chili con carne? Well, I think I'm going to watch Steve Martin, or part of the Comedy Greats. Is it the Comedy Greats? I always forget the exact title. I think it's Comedy Greats. I've seen, yesterday I saw one on Madeline Kahn. That was pretty good. I don't like, it's different. You've got one or two talking heads from the usual talking heads who talk about discovering film stars, directors, composers. Two of them were talking about Madeline Kahn. The rest of it was a couple of comics, Steve Punt and I forgot her name, as well as Tony Hawk's, the comedian, not skateboarder, interviewing Barry Cryer, who is supposed, I think the whole point of the show was Barry Cryer talking about Madeline Kahn, but I don't think there's enough material, so they're bringing these talking heads as well. Yeah. Anyway, I watched Madeline Kahn yesterday. The next one is Steve Martin. I wasn't sure about going back and watching Tony Cooper or Trevor Howard, Frankie Howard, Joe Millers. I'm not really interested, really. Mind you, in this series you've got Richard Pryor and Madeline Kahn, Steve Martin, and then you've got Billy Connolly, Sid James. So yeah, those ones. I mean, Sid James I'd be very interested in because he had a very long career before the Carry On, and even up until the Carry On. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. So I'm just talking about what I've been watching during the Chili con Carne. But now I'm gonna head to the edit. I've wasted a lot of time. It's 3:30. I didn't get up straight away. I started watching videos, YouTube videos, and then I came over here, started editing, and I just found Shotcut a struggle. So a few minutes ago I uninstalled it, and now I've just installed DR. I'm about to extract everything in the zip folder. Right, here we go. 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%. Right, it's uncompressed the file that was in the zip folder. In between now and me sitting over there, I did have blackcurrant. The first thing that comes to your head, blackcurrant. Grapefruit juice, because it's finished, so I'm on to the hard stuff now. I've also put the heating on. It was so cold. That was one of the factors, trying to edit with Shotcut and shivering. Right, DaVinci has popped up a message. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. Right, the installation is about to start. In fact, that click was me activating it, giving it the green light, as they say in Hollywood. This will take some time, only a few minutes. It's quite quick, not as quick as Shotcut, but then again, DaVinci is using all sorts of programs. C++. When you uninstall DaVinci, you're not just installing DaVinci Resolve, you're uninstalling keyboards, panels, Microsoft C++ versions 1, 2 and 3, depending on the year. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh my gosh, why do I do this to Shotcut? I couldn't do the titles, went into one, uninstalled it, reinstalled DaVinci, done the titles, started going along, and then it just lagged, and I thought it wouldn't lag in Shotcut, so I exported what I've done so that I can pick it up in Shotcut. But before I do that, I have to uninstall DaVinci and then download, install Shotcut, and it's only 10 to 8 in the evening. I have to find a new hobby, I think, or a more powerful laptop. It might mysteriously fall off the desk one of these days. Yes, it's 9:20 in the evening, and I've been since the installation of Shotcut, or the reinstallation of Shotcut. It's been going really well, really well, and I think I'm approaching the last hurdle. I didn't say obstacle, I said hurdle. Yeah, when it got about 3, 5, 6.5 clips. I'm actually looking at half a clip now, so it's going really well. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, maybe it's because it's dark and everything seems more. I've got Jazz FM on, so maybe it's sort of subconsciously what's the word? I think subconsciously is the word, isn't it? There's another word. Anyway, subconscious is a good word. Subconsciously calming me, making me focus, making me plod along, and it's working. I don't know if listening to jazz has that effect. Normally I'd be listening to Scala, but on a Friday night I don't think there are any presenters. They put it on the loop. It's sort of robots controlling it, which they do later on after 10 as well. You see, up to 9 o'clock, up to 10 o'clock, it's Hannah Cox, and after 10, it's called The Space, and it's just there's nobody there. It's just classical music playing. So because Hannah's not around, or any other human presenter, I've switched to jazz, and I think they're brother and sister stations anyway. They seem to sort of mention each other. I think they come under one umbrella company. I think it's called Global. No, maybe not Global. I think Global is another set of stations, including Radio X. Anyway, so yeah, listening to jazz seems to put me in a very calming mood. Not that I'm in a bad or aggressive mood, I take it, as a pinch of salt. Whatever happens, happens, No point getting upset about it. You have to ride the wave. I did dramatically I was being a huff, but it was more of an act huff. But even acting a huff had its repercussions, because I dropped half of my crisp on the floor, and lots besides. I was going to say, sometimes I get my headphones tangled up in the desk, but not today. Some other stuff happened, but it could have been critical, like a plug being pulled out. Not that I pulled one out angrily, it's just that when you're in a huff, you knock into furniture. You're not focusing on what you're doing. You sort of spill your crisps, or what else happened? I think it was when I was shaking the brown sauce bottle. It was the end of the brown sauce bottle, and it sort of jumped onto the side. I thought, oh, calm down, you don't have to go mad with that brown sauce. Don't think about the edit, just this is your break time. But now it's all well. I'm reaching the end, and I reckon in an hour's time or thereafter it should be exporting. And this is this is day 3 of Nightmare resolutions, frame rates. 2 days of 4K, which were nightmares, and today has been a 60 frame per second one, which is slightly better. Not better, but less, not stressful, but less challenging than the 4K ones. After this red edit, i.e. today's video will be edited in normal resolution and frame rates. So, but Shotcut's come to my rescue. DaVinci's a non-starter now. Well, it won't be when I go back to the normal resolution, but I don't think it deserves it. Not after Shotcut bailing me out like this. So I think I'm going to stick with freeware stroke open source software like Shotcut. Yeah. Anyway, back, since I'm near the end, I might as well carry on without further ado. Right, where am I? Oh yeah, I was watching half of this clip. The export has started at 11:45. I think I said that, didn't I? 10:30, 11:45. It was that ballpark. Sorry, my energy levels are dropping. Yeah. So the export has started. All this hassle for an 18.18-minute video. But give it its due. As I said before, just earlier, probably an hour plus ago, that it wasn't too. It was laggy, but it wasn't terribly laggy. It does have, what's it called, a scaling preview. Scaling preview, what's it called? Preview scaling. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it makes no difference. If you add effects to it and or text, it just lags. Oops, excuse me. I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's it really. The export started at such and such time, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this Friday evening. Yeah, don't know, nothing else to add really. Just suddenly lethargic. Yeah. Sorry. Just run out. Mine's completely blank. Yeah. I might have a little snooze. Say half an hour job. Listening to Jazz FM. And then I'm actually full up. I don't fancy anything. I've had a chili con carne earlier. Don't know what I was watching. I think I was watching a live feed on YouTube by one of the productivity gurus. I might just sit over there and with this pint of water and just nibble on some peanuts. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, something just snack out, really snack out. This is terrible, isn't it? I've reached. I'm running on low. It's green. The battery showing a green signal. Right. So that's the thing. This is crazy. Got no. Can't gather my thoughts. Right. Export has started anyway. That's the main thing. I'm going to stick with Shotcut until I forget the problems and then start betraying it for another editor. Just rambling. This is not advancing the plot at all. Right, it's exporting. I think part of the reason why I was hesitating just now was because I was going to say that it's obvious things like turning off the monitor, going around, unplugging it. That was it really. I did think of some more stuff to add. I know I said I was watching a YouTube feed. I didn't know there was a YouTube feed until I got an alert. Up until that point where I was eating the chili, I was watching Great Comedians on Steve Martin. And so I could watch the rest of that now. Yeah, or just listen to Jazz FM and just live on some peanuts. That seemed to be a very tranquil moment. Stop it up. Yeah. Oh, I've got an ETA as well, more importantly. So it's nearly 11 o'clock now. There's an ETA of about 4 hours. So about 3 AM it should be ready for upload. There you go, a little bit more. A little bit of it useful information than what's gone on before. I'm out of here. There was one other thing. Although I unplugged the external monitor, I plugged in the power supply to the laptop, which is a crucial thing to do while it's exporting. That's the one other thing I forgot to mention.